Take a good look at your life. Every weakness you have was taught to you. You were made to say sorry. For things that weren't even your fault, you were told to forgive people who broke your trust. They called you patient while using your silence for their own benefit. That wasn't kindness, it was control. Machiavelli knew the truth hundreds of years ago. People are kept weak on purpose, so they're easier to rule. Your weakness isn't natural. It was planted in you like a virus to keep you easy to control. But here's what they're afraid of. The moment you wake up, the moment you stop saying sorry for no reason, the moment you say no without explaining, walk away without feeling guilty, and do what you want without asking for permission. This isn't about being mean. It's about becoming someone who can't be ignored. This video is like a protective shield. It's meant to burn away the emotional programming that keeps you stuck, like guilt, doubt, and fear. Weakness isn't just a small problem. It's deadly when it comes to power. In the wild world of human behavior, weakness isn't pitied, it's hunted. People don't treat you based on your good intentions. They treat you based on how you appear. If you seem weak, you attract bullies. If you seem too forgiving, you invite betrayal. If you seem kind but powerless, people will smile while using you. Machiavelli warned rulers and regular people, don't worry about being loved, be feared, or be forgotten. Weakness isn't noble. It tells powerful people that you can be broken. We live in a world that tries to hide this harsh truth. They tell you lies like, nice people win in the end. Patience always works. If you just wait, people will see your worth. That sips the kind of thinking made for slaves. The truth is, no one respects the person who allows disrespect. No one fears the one who forgives everything. No one follows the one who hesitates. At first, the price of weakness is small. You lose respect. You get ignored. You feel invisible. Then, it gets worse. Betrayal, failure, and losing control of your life. Weakness isn't set just about being emotionally soft. It sets being unsure. It sets explaining yourself too much. It sits always asking instead of just doing. It's being more scared of consequences than hungry for power. And the worst part, weakness becomes a habit. You start calling it morals when really, it's just fear pretending to be virtue. So what sips the first step? You have to call out the weakness in yourself. No excuses, no shame, no mercy. That's the only way to destroy it. People don't stay weak because they like it. They stay weak because it's familiar. Because being comfortable feels better than growing. But comfort lies. From birth, you've been surrounded by soft lies. Be a good person. Wait your turn. Things will work out eventually. These are lullabies for the powerless. The system wants you to obey because people who obey are easy to manage. They pay taxes, follow orders, and die quietly, never knowing their life was under someone else's control from the start. Machiavelli knew something that most people once say out loud. Power isn't seat given, it's seat taken. And the first step to taking it is to stop believing the lies that keep you weak. Let's break down the most dangerous lies. List 1. Moral superiority. They tell you it's better to be kind, better to forgive, better to suffer in silence. But look around. Who wins? Not the most moral, the most strategic. You don't rise by being good. You rise by either being useful to powerful people or by becoming powerful yourself. Lie 2. Time will reward you. They say, be patient, your time will come. No, time isn't your friend. It's your enemy. Every second you wait, someone braver, colder, and more determined is taking what could have been yours. The world doesn't wait for anyone. It devours. 3. The lie of equality. They say we're all equal, but equality is a myth sold to the masses to keep them passive. Some people dominate, others are dominated. Your choice is simple: lead or be led. 4. The lie of stability. People stay weak because they crave stability. A steady job, a safe home, predictable outcomes. But stability breeds softness. It kills ambition, destroys risk-taking, and turns lions into house cats. Power lives in chaos. Only those who can navigate uncertainty, make hard decisions, and adapt fast will survive. 5. The lie of guilt. Guilt is the leash society puts around your neck. They want you to feel bad for wanting more, for cutting people off, for saying no. But guilt is just weakness in disguise. You owe the world nothing. Your only obligation is to become formidable. Weakness survives because the lies are comforting, but comfort is the slowest form of suicide. To escape weakness, you must become violent with the truth. Tear off the masks, reject the narratives, and accept a darker reality. No one is coming to save you. You must become the one people fear, respect, and follow, or stay invisible forever. You were programmed to stay soft. Now it's time to uninstall the lies one by one and build a mind made for war. Weakness thrives in emotion. Strength is born in strategy. The cure for your weakness is not motivation, it is calculation. Machiavelli never told princes to be emotional. He told them to be feared, to control perception, to use people as tools and discard them when their usefulness ends. He didn't romanticize loyalty. He didn't believe in forgiveness. He believed in winning. And to win, you must replace emotion with cold logic. Let's break the disease down. 1. Stop reacting. Start calculating. Emotional people are predictable. And what is predictable is controllable. You get angry, they can provoke you. You get offended, they can silence you. You crave love, they can manipulate you. But when you move strategically, when your decisions are calculated, not impulsive, you become unreadable, unbreakable. Every move you make should serve a purpose: gain leverage, preserve reputation, increase influence, destroy quietly. You're not in this world to express your feelings. You're here to build power. 2. Detach from outcomes. Emotional people obsess over results. Strategic people focus on positioning. If a plan fails, they don't cry, they adapt. If someone leaves, they don't beg, they replace. The strategic mind is surgical. It removes what no longer serves and never hesitates to cut deeper. You must learn to walk away from people, plans, and places with a straight face. No second chances, no emotional debates, no begging. 3. Use emotion as a weapon, never as a guide. Your emotions are not the enemy, but they are not the captain of your ship. They are the bait. Machiavellian strategy teaches this. Appear kind, but be ruthless. Appear open, but remain unreadable. Let others think you care, while calculating your next move behind a stone face. Use your smile to lower their guard. Use silence to create tension. Use kindness to extract trust. Then use that trust to win. Emotion should be a mask, not your compass. 4. Build a cold inner core. The strongest men have fire in their ambition, but ice in their heart. This does not mean cruelty. It means clarity. The ability to say, this person no longer serves my mission. They're gone. This situation is not working. I cut it off. This betrayal happened. I move forward, not backward. Most people drown because they can't let go. They cling to loyalty, guilt, and past versions of themselves. But the cold mind understands attachment is weakness. Emotion is expensive. And in the game of power, your feelings will betray you faster than your enemies. You don't cure weakness by feeling stronger. You cure it by thinking colder. From this moment on, your every decision must be filtered through one question: does this make me more powerful or more vulnerable? If it weakens you, burn it. If it softens you, silence it. If it slows you down, walk away. The cure is not kindness, It's clarity, it's control, it's strategy over emotion every time. The core of weakness is not fear, not doubt, not guilt. It is attachment. Attachment is the silent thread that pulls you away from power. You cling to people, to identity, to comfort, to approval. And each time you do, you hand someone else the power to control you. Machiavelli understood that the man who needs nothing cannot be dominated. The world uses your attachments against you. The people you're afraid to lose are the very ones who will test your boundaries because they know you'll tolerate it. You become easy to manipulate when you can't walk away. The moment someone senses that your self-worth depends on their validation, they own you. Power demands distance. You must be willing to burn bridges, erase names, and walk alone when necessary without trembling. Even more dangerous than your attachment to people is your attachment to your own image. You want to be liked, praised, understood. You want to be the good guy. But that need is weakness in disguise. You bend your behavior to fit into rooms you should be controlling. You tone yourself down so no one feels threatened. That is not virtue. It is surrender. Detach from the illusion of being accepted. Let them misunderstand you. Let them fear you. Let them gossip, question, judge. What matters is not their comfort. It's your rise. Most people cling to their past selves, their old name, their history. They stay loyal to a version of themselves that was built to survive, not to dominate. Reinvention is a threat to the weak, but a weapon for the strong. You must be willing to kill the soft version of yourself, the one that tolerated too much, apologized too quickly, and hesitated too often. Let that version rot. You also must detach from comfort, the enemy of all ambition. Comfort feeds stagnation. It teaches you that surviving is enough. It whispers lies like, take it easy, and you've earned rest. But comfort kills urgency. It drains the fire that makes men ruthless. You must learn to operate in discomfort, to think clearly under pressure, and to make cold decisions while others panic. And finally, the deadliest attachment of all, your obsession with outcomes. You want control over everything. You want guarantees. You want people to respond the way you expect, for your plans to work perfectly. But real power is found when you no longer fear losing. When you let go of needing things to go your way, you gain full control over yourself, and that's what matters most. Because the man who has mastered detachment cannot be threatened, cannot be manipulated, and cannot be destroyed. He moves with clarity, he speaks with precision, he walks alone, if needed, not because he hates people, but because he trusts himself. The truly dangerous man needs no one, chases nothing, and fears no loss. He understands the truth. When you cut the strings of attachment, you reclaim the throne of your own mind, and once you control your mind, no one else can. Now that you've erased the softness, detached from everything that once weakened you, and silenced the noise inside your mind, something new begins to rise. Not just confidence, something colder, something untouchable. This is not about becoming better. It's about becoming dangerous, not to others, to anything that once controlled you. You no longer operate from emotion. You no longer care about approval. You no longer hesitate when it's time to act. The old version of you would overthink, seek validation, doubt every move. That version is dead. What's left is someone sharpened, precise, surgical. You've replaced guilt with clarity. You've replaced fear with calm. You've replaced attachment with silence. And in that silence, people start to feel your shift even before they understand it. They feel the absence of your need, the absence of your emotional reactions. They realize you don't flinch anymore. You don't chase, and you don't play the role of the nice, safe person they once depended on. You've become an anomaly in a world of weak men, a calm storm, a presence that carries weight without words. This is not arrogance, it's authority, and you earned it by doing what most never will, killing the emotional dependence that keeps people ordinary. The rise isn't loud, it's internal. And because it's internal, it can't be taken from you, not by failure, not by betrayal, not even by isolation. You are not concerned with who stays or who leaves. You are concerned with who respects your silence, who fears your distance, and who studies your moves instead of trying to match your words. Because now you don't speak to explain, you speak to direct. You don't engage in conflict to prove a point. You end it before it begins. There's a cold efficiency to your presence. You enter rooms differently. You don't need the spotlight because your stillness makes more noise than their performance. You are no longer emotionally available to those who waste your time. You don't feel obligated to fix people, explain yourself, or carry others on your back. You've trained yourself to walk alone. And that has made you unstoppable, because the man who needs no one cannot be manipulated. You've risen because you've learned one of Machiavelli's most brutal truths. The most powerful man is the one who has removed his weakness without apology. And that man does not beg, does not explain, and does not justify his distance. He simply moves quietly, strategically, and with finality. People will call it cold. Let them. The dangerous man is not concerned with their opinions. He is concerned with outcomes, and the outcome he chooses is control. Total control of himself, of his emotions, and eventually of his environment. This power wasn't gifted to you. It was carved. It was earned through every boundary you enforced, every attachment you severed, every time you chose silence over reaction. You are no longer the one who gets hurt. You are the one who gets remembered. The dangerous man is not the one who shouts, not the one who threatens. It's the one who doesn't need to. The man whose calm presence carries more tension than 10 angry voices. You now operate above emotion. You observe without responding. You understand betrayal before it happens. You replace loyalty with usefulness, and when someone crosses the line, you don't argue, you erase. You've become dangerous. Not because you want to hurt people, but because you don't need them. And that alone terrifies the weak. They don't know how to survive without approval. You've built your mind to thrive without it. You no longer chase peace. You are peace. And that's why people either gravitate to you or fall away. You don't adapt to their comfort anymore. You force them to adapt to your silence. You've risen not to inspire others, not to prove anything, but because you refuse to stay weak. And now they can feel it. Even in a room full of noise, your silence is louder. Even when you're gone, your absence has weight. This is what it means to be dangerous, to no longer be available to the world that once drained you, and to become the consequence that weak men try to avoid. You don't announce your rise, you live it. And now you never go back. You were never born weak. You were made weak, shaped by expectations, softened by guilt, and controlled by emotions that were never truly yours. They taught you to be agreeable, polite, and forgiving. They trained you to respond, explain, and hesitate. And every time you did, a piece of your strength was stripped away. But now that version of you is gone. You've burned it. You've detached from the noise, removed the need to be liked, and reclaimed your edge. The softness that made you easy to manipulate has been replaced with silence. The hesitation that once slowed you down has been replaced with speed. And the emotional dependence that chained you to others is now dust beneath your boots. You've become something else, someone else. Not cold out of cruelty, but cold out of clarity. You don't move to please anymore. You move to dominate. You don't speak to be heard. You speak to be obeyed. You've stripped yourself of every weakness they praised. You've built a mind that doesn't break under pressure. You've become a presence that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, and doesn't explain. You don't react. You disappear. And when you return, everything is different because you made it different. You've become the kind of danger that people can feel but can't figure out. like the calm before something big and unstoppable happens. You leave people confused, unsure, and full of regret. Now, power feels natural to you. It starts not fake. It starts not forced. You earned it. Not because you yelled the loudest, but because you didn't need to yell at all. Not because you fought harder, but because you didn't give them the fight they were expecting. You cut off their access to you. You made yourself unreachable, and that made you unforgettable. This isn't about being feared just to scare people. It's about becoming so complete and solid inside yourself that no one can shake you, use you, or twist you. You can be broken anymore. You're no longer available to the world that once lived off your doubts and delays. Now, you're your own weapon, calm, cold, and careful. If you felt something shift inside you after hearing this, if something in you just changed, then like the video. And if you're ready to go even deeper, to become even more dangerous, more untouchable, more unshakable, subscribe. What sips coming next isn't set for everyone. But you stir not everyone anymore. You stir something different now. You stir the consequence,